Hello, dear children. Here is Raskason. Today, again, we are going to learn mathematics standard 7. We have been presenting to you several words. Now today also is a continuation of our presentation. Today we are going to make a correction of holiday work number 4, purposely to question number 45. It was a challenging question. Therefore, that's why I have chosen it, so that we can trace it together and see how we are supposed to calculate it. With this question, the question number 45, everybody, I ask you to have the paper of holiday work number 4 and look question number 45. This question number 45, I presented it yesterday in a group. So I hope all parents, you have it in a group. And also I made some notes elaborating more on how to go through this question. But today I have decided so to go through together, to express this well, to clarify it clear here at the blackboard. So I'm going to clarify terms which we sent it yesterday in a group of standard 7. If you open in the group of standard 7, you will see the work presented or our notes given. So today I'm going to solve this question with two methods. Solution number 1 is saying testing value method. Testing value method. The question was saying find the perimeter of the rectangle ABCD if its area is 468 square meters. It is there in our paper. So this question was already given the area and once the perimeter. And the perimeter should be gotten through the lengths and widths. So how shall we get the lengths and widths? We have to understand the value of S. The value of S is going to be obtained through two ways. Testing value method, and the other method we have factorization method. Therefore, in order to go through, I have to start with solution number 1. Solution number 1 is testing value method. Let us make sure that we give a value. We let S and a value starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Let us assume X is 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or more in order to prove the area given. So we have to test the value of X. Let us say X, maybe it is 0. Therefore, whether there is X, we have to insert 0. Remember, S is multiplied to its coefficient 3. So we have to take 3 times 0. We add with this, you will get 3 times 0 is 0, plus 6, you get 6. So the length here is 6. Only the width was given X plus 3 meter. So let us assume X is 0. So we take 0 plus 3. Then you will get it is 3. So now, if you let X is 0, then you will get the length is 6 and the width is 3. So if we multiply now the length, because the area of the rectangle is length times width. So let us take the length times the width. The length is 6, the width is 3. When you multiply, you get 18. So the answer we get 18 square meter. This area is not correct. It's not the area given. So we mark it wrong. So when you are testing 0, if it can be the value of x, we have proved that is wrong. It's not correct. So we test again if x is equal to 1. We let x be 1 there. So we take 3 times 1. 3 times 1 plus 6. We will get 3 times 1, we get 3 plus 6 is equal to 9. So the length will be 9, while the width, we let x be 1, so 1 plus 3, you get 4. So the width will be 4. So we take now, the area of the rectangle is length times width. So means, you take the length time, you multiply by the width, 4. So you will get, the area is 36 square meter. This is not like the area given, because we are proving the area given there, which is 468 square meter. So it means this value is not correct. So I was showing how to prove. So you will continue proving so. X is equal to 2, x is equal to 3, x is equal to 4, and so on. But finally, you will discover that when we assign x is equal to 10, this value finally, it proves us that the value of x was 10, because as we perform here the lines expression, you will have 3 times 10 plus 6. You get 30 plus 6 is equal to 36. And when you assume x is 10 to width, then you will have 10 plus 3, which is equal to 13. Then you have the length at this, you have the width 13. So you now come to perform the area of the rectangle. The area of the rectangle, we take the length times width. So length times width. The length is 36. We multiply by the width, which is 13. So we multiply, we get 18. 3 times 6, 18. 3 times 9, 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1, 10. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3. When you add, you get 8, 6, 6, 4. So we have gotten the area is 468 square meter. The area which was given, and it is proved that now the area was correct. So with value 10, then the area we get 468. So we can prove and say that letter x is valid as 10, which is going to give us the true area given. There. So after having proved that x now is 10, therefore, let us insert the value of x, which is equal to 10, in the expressions. We have first the length. The length already proved there. So you take 3x plus 6 is equal to 3 times 10 plus 6 is equal to 30 plus 6 is equal to 36 meters. Also width is equal to 10 x plus 3. Therefore, 10, x we have said is 10 plus 3. We get 13 meters. Therefore, length is 36 meters, while width is equal to 13 meters. We are asked to perform. We are asked the rectangle while the area was given. So the perimeter of the rectangle, perimeter of the rectangle is to take 2 times the length in the bracket plus 2 times width. So the perimeter of the rectangle will take 2 times length plus 2 times width. Therefore, we shall have 2L plus 2W. This means now we have to take 2 times the length. The length is given there, that's 6 plus 2 times the width. The width there is 13. Multiplied by 13. So we get 72 plus 26. Bracket meter. Therefore, we are getting 72 plus 26, we are getting 6 plus 2 is 8, and 2 plus 7 is 9. So, our perimeter now is equal to 80 meters. Thank you. That was solution number 1. Let us now match it to solution number 2. Welcome. Dear children, let us now continue again to see method number 2 on how to calculate question number 45. This is the second method. We are taught to find the perimeter of a rectangle ABCD if its area is already given. Now, so this solution, we have to perform according to the formula of the area of the rectangle. We take the area says is equal to length times width, whereby length is equal to 3x plus 6 and width is equal to x plus 3. After there now you have to perform, the area is already given, is equal to 468 square meter. So now, whether there is area, we put this A, instead of A, we put 468 is equal to 10. The length given, which is 3x plus 6, times, we put another bracket for width, which is x plus 3. So, this method, we now let one of the brackets multiply the members of the other bracket. So let's say 3x has to multiply these members. As I gave you in the group, you will see that 3x has going to multiply the member there. So we take 3x outside to multiply 3x to multiply these members, called x plus 3. Plus, again, 6 has to multiply the members of the other bracket. For 3x and 6 has to multiply the members of the other bracket. So, 6 again has to be outside of this bracket. 6 outside of the bracket, x plus 3. So, after having clarified so, now we let 3x multiply these members. Because 3x times x, you will get 3x squared. Plus 3x times 3, you will get 9x. Again, plus 6 times x, you get 6x. Plus 6 times 3, you get 18. So, now we say this clarification is equal to 468, the area. So the area will have been clarified in long form like that. Again, we shall have now 468 is equal to 3x squared plus 9x plus 6x. We get 15x plus 18. Because our expression in this equation has the highest power, which is 2, means this expression given, it is a quadratic form. Because when we have an expression, while it is highest power is square, then we call it a quadratic expression. So now we are required to perform the value of x now by using quadratic factorization. By using quadratic factorization. In quadratic factorization, there are two factors which has been split into a quadratic expression becomes the product of our area given, 468. Therefore, we have to let 468 to come on the other side and leave it 0 there in order to form quadratic equation. Therefore, we subtract 468 both sides. 468 minus 468 is equal to take 3x squared plus 15x plus 18 minus 468. So 468 minus 468 remains 0, which is equal to 3 square x plus 15x. Once you perform here, these are dates. Once you pay with 18 as a positive number, you will remain with dates. So here the answer, the number with many, the side with many, with big number is negative. Therefore here it will be 468, because negative is too big a number while positive has a small number. So we have performed the 18, positive 18 and negative 468 to get negative 468. Therefore, we can now say 3x squared plus 15x minus 4, here once we subtract here we get 450. So minus 450 is equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. So in order to perform the value of x in quadratic equation, we have to split the middle term. This 15x. How do we split the middle term? As you saw yesterday in the group, we say here it is A. The middle term becomes B, and the constant term becomes C. So we have to care now the coefficient of x, of square x, which is 3, we call it A. The coefficient of square x, which is 3, we say A. While the coefficient here of x is 15, now we call it B. And then the constant is called C. Therefore, we have 3 things. We have A, we have B, we have C. A, the coefficient of x squared, and B, the coefficient of 15, and C, the constant number. Therefore, here, in order to split or to break down the middle term, you have to know these 2 things. Product of A and C. We have to know the product of A and C. A and C. This means A times C. Second, you have to know the sum, the sum of the factors that will be gotten from the product you have gotten there. So we have to know B. B is the sum of factors from the product. So here we have to get the product of A and C. After getting the product of A and C, we find the sets of choices of factors. We find the factors of the product we have gotten. Therefore, we have now to start to look for the product. Product of A is times C is equal to take A is 3 times C, means the constant number, a number without letter, which is negative 450. The result we get the product is negative 3 times 0, 0, 3 times 5, 15, carry 1, 3 times 4, 12, plus 1, 13. So the product is negative 1,350. There, after getting the product, now we are asked to find the factors, two factors from this product, which once we add them, we get the sum of B here. So which factors of this set of factors, once we add them, we get B, which is 15. So let us go to find two factors whose sum is 15. Find the two factors whose sum is 15. We have many ways, we have many ways of getting factors of a number. This is an example of how to get the factors of a number. You can say 1 times what I get this number. As you see here, 1 times 1,350, you get that. So this is the set of two factors. That once you multiply the two factors, you get this. But we have to ask, if I add these ones, do I get 15, the sum 15? When I add the factors of this, do I get this 15? So you can now ask yourself that 1 plus negative 1 plus 1,350. You get 1,349, which is not correct. Here again, this is the second set. Also, you will get the product, but you can ask, if I add them, do I get the sum 15 here? So you take negative 2 plus 675, you are getting 673, which is not correct. Even here also, if this is the set, if I add them, negative 3 plus 450, do I get the sum 15? You will get 447, which is not correct. Even here again, this set, once you multiply, you get the product, but when we add them, do we get the sum 15? Negative 5 plus 270 means take 270 minus 5, you get 265, which is also not correct. The same to here, negative 6 times 200, plus 225. Means you take 225 minus 6, you are getting 200 219, which is not the sum we are looking for. We have also negative 9 plus 150. Once you add it, there means you subtract there. You will get 141, which is not correct. The same to here again. Take negative 10 plus 135, which is equal to taking 135 minus 10, which is equal to 125, which is not correct. The same to here. Taking negative 15 plus 90. Means you take 90 minus 15, you get 75, which is not correct. The same to here. Taking negative 18 plus 75. Means take 75 minus 18. You will get 57, which is not also correct. Even here also taking negative 25 plus 54. Means taking 54 minus 25. You will remaining with 29, which is not also correct. The same to here, taking negative 27 plus 50. Means 50 minus 27. You are getting 23, which is not correct. Then finally, we take negative 30 plus 45. Means take 45 minus 30. You are getting 15, the sum we are looking for. So means the last set means negative 30 and 45 are our correct factors we are looking for. There, we take now our equation there. Our equation here, it is our equation there of quadratic equation is 3x squared plus 15x minus 450. So we break out 3x squared plus, with positive, we have to start with negative. With negative 30. So if we start with negative means minus 30 x here again plus 45x minus 450 is equal to 0. So we now simplify. Here now we take out the factor of 3 and 30 is 3. Bracket 3 and x squared and x, we take out x. So here we take x minus the factor by 3x 30 goes into by 10 x. By 10. Here again, the factors outside, we take outside 45. It goes outside by x. Again, the factors here, 45 divided by this, it goes by negative 10. So here now we have gotten 3x plus 45 and also x minus 10, which is equal to 0. So, in order to get the value of x now, we let these two expressions, each one to be equal to 0. So, we take 3x plus 45 is equal to 0. Therefore, 3x plus 45. We let 45 shift to the other side. So it will be a negative. It goes to subtract instead of adding. Minus 45 is equal to 0 minus 45. So this goes. Remember, 3x is equal to negative 45. We divide by 3. We divide by 3. By 3 goes, by 3 goes. By 3, 1, by 3, 15. Therefore, x here says negative 15, which is not correct. Then we go that this does not give the actual value. So we go to the other decision. X minus 10 is equal to 0. We add 10 both sides. X minus 10 plus 10 is equal to 0 plus 10. This is finished. We remain with x is equal to 10, which is a correct value if you prove from our lengths and width expressions given. Therefore, the value of x is 10, and therefore now you can now let now x be 10. The length is equal to 3x plus 6. Then it will be 3 times 10 plus 6. We get 30 plus 6, which is equal to 36 meters. While the width is equal to x plus 3, we take x is equal to 10 plus 3, we get 13 meters. Therefore, we can now perform the perimeter of the rectangle, which is equal to 2 lengths plus 2 widths. Then we take 2 times the length, which is 36, plus 2 times width, which is 13. So we get 72 plus 26. Together we get 98 meters. That now is our perimeter through quadratic factorization. Our perimeter is equal to 98 meters. Thank you, dear children, for being with us. I wish you all the best. Follow up our works. Thank you. Have a nice day.